Hello there everyone, welcome back to the channel run entirely by Dr. Pepper and Autistic Thoughts. Today we're going into r/best of Redditor updates, where people actually update their posts and we get to see the fruits of their labor and Reddit karma. Now sit back, relax, get yourself a Dr. Pepper to drink, and let's get started with the story, shall we? Abusive ex-boyfriend is threatening to sue over a joke I told about him on an open mic. A few years ago, I was in an extremely abusive relationship. I am not a professional comedian, I don't make money from this. Sometimes I get free drinks or something though, and I have a day job that I'm not looking to quit. This is just a hobby. I go to open mic nights and tell jokes for fun. It's hard to explain this joke exactly without totally identifying myself, which I do not want to do. But it's a pretty dark story about this effed up thing my ex did to me once. Although it's not a funny situation, the way I tell it's pretty funny and it gets a big laugh. I do not use his name or any identifying information about him at any point. We live in a very large city, so it's not like everyone automatically knows who I'm talking about. I'm not famous or anything. Anyway, an acquaintance of mine recorded me telling this joke and put it on Snapchat, and she apparently also knows him. This acquaintance did not send it to him directly or anything, and didn't even know he was the person I was talking about, or that he and I knew each other. It was a total coincidence. He saw it on Snapchat and sent her a lot of messages demanding to know where this was and what else I said about him. She told him the bar we were at first, but he kept pressing for more details and made her uncomfortable, so she blocked him and let me know what happened, and apologized profusely for letting him know which bar. We go there a lot, but she didn't know better, so I'm not mad. My ex DM'd me on Twitter, which is the only form of contacting me he has, and told me he was going to sue me for defamation because I'm telling lies about him and committing character assassination. He also sent me a cease and desist letter attached to my DMs as a photo that restated his intent to sue me and compensate for the damage done to his reputation. Can he do this? First of all, they are not lies. This is a true story about a horrible thing that actually happened. But more importantly, I don't use his name. Nobody knew it was about him until he freaked out and told someone. What do I do? Also, can I keep telling jokes about him? Relevant comments. You're good. I'd add this one to your new set. OP responds, I'll probably get there eventually, but it's just stressful right now. I can't even imagine finding any humor in it. It felt that way about most of my personal stories at the time, though. I think it's funny once I get through this, though. Another commenter says, in the highly unlikely event he were to file suit, your attorney will ask him, why do you think that when the public hears the story of insert despicable fucked up action without your name being mentioned, your identity immediately leaps to the forefront of the people's mind, and that will likely be the end of things. In the unlikely event that he were to even sue, check with your homeowners or renters insurance. There's a thin possibility that they might provide a lawyer at their expense. OP says, that's good to hear and that's a good tip, thank you. And then finally from the almighty commenter, deleted! If that's true, then he can pound sand. If it's false but a joke, you can also tell him to pound sand. Defamation of character doesn't generally apply to satire, as long as it's clearly satire. OP says it's true, not satire. Basically, one time he made a very whimsical, funny, poignant, out-of-the-blue observation while he was doing something very abusive to me. I have a bit about that and when he said and what the train thought of. Wow, this person's typing bad. Could be decided to say while abusing your girlfriend. It sounds very dark, but I promise it's not that shocking or heavy when I just tell the story. It's just really a thing that happened. My musings of his thought process are fabricated, obviously. Now we have an update. Thanks to everyone for the advice. Quite a bit has happened since my last post. I ignored him and continued doing what I was doing. Then a few days ago after I posted, he showed up at the bar while I wasn't there and asked around for me. They said he seemed drunk, which is unfortunate as he allegedly got sober after our breakup, and they told him to F off and called me to warn me. Before I could even react to that, he contacted several people at my work via social media, including one person very high up in upper management who barely knows who I am. He sent them all the same opener saying he was trying to reach out to me and asked for my phone number, or email saying it was an urgent. Two of my colleagues responded to the message that I knew of. Both said something to the effect of they wouldn't be able to share my information, but they'd let me know he asked. He then began threatening them and warning them and telling them very sexually explicit things about me. Oh, yay, gotta love the sexually explicit stuff. And asking if they were sure I was the type of person they wanted to work with. I was really trying to avoid asking anyone at work for help, even though I knew they'd be nice about it. I didn't want to be the person that drags their drama into the office, but my ex did it for me. So I decided it couldn't hurt at this point to consult with a friendly coworker in legal to see what she thinks. She walked me through getting a restraining order and put me in touch with an attorney that practices in this area if I ever up needing it. I really hope I don't. Literally 2 days after the TRO was granted and he had been served, he showed up at the bar again, drunk again, and this time I was there. It was honestly really surreal seeing him. They kicked him out, but he loitered outside and refused to leave, and the bartender and my friends and some random strangers were all guarding the door. It was quite the debacle. We called the cops and he was arrested. So I think I'm in the clear now, although I know he's willing to break the law, so I'm not incredibly comfortable. I put up cameras in my apartment. My friends are walking me out to my car every night. I used to walk alone in a safe enough area, and it was never a concern before. My employer and colleagues are aware and supportive. Even though I wish I could have kept this private, I'm doing what I can. There wasn't a huge dramatic ending to all of this, but it seems like it should be over now. Here's hoping. Thank you again for the advice and support, everyone. And that is the end of OP's story. And you could say this is an absolute joke of a man. Oh, I love my puns. You can all boo me in the comments for that pun. You know it was good. It was perfect, I swear. Anyway, on to the next story, alright? My boyfriend punched my leg in rage. I don't know what to do. As the title says, I was at dinner with my boyfriend and some of our friends. We were in a large group, so they sat us at two adjacent but separate tables. My boyfriend joked to me that the other table looks more fun. It was a joke, so I said in a playful way, "Wow, guys," insert boyfriend's name, "thinks that our table isn't fun," to my friends at the table. Immediately, my boyfriend's demeanor changed. His face got really angry, and then under the table he punched my right thigh. He was sitting to my right and whispered to me, "Hey, why the hell did you say that to them?" I froze in shock. Immediately my boyfriend started apologizing and trying to make it right, but I said, "Not here, not now." I excused myself and went to the bathroom. One of my female friends followed me in and consoled me. The rest of the dinner I put my head excuse me, not a head bag, a handbag between me and my boyfriend, so we didn't have any physical contact. He tried to touch my hand and shoulders and almost started crying. I didn't reciprocate touch, so he stopped trying to comfort me. We talked on the phone after I got home, and he said he's very sorry and I don't deserve this. I suggested he go to a professional to work on his anger issues. He said he'll do that since I don't deserve any of this. I know that abuse starts small, and this is the first time he's been physically violent with me. But I know this is a huge red flag. It's a big deal to me. I am against any type of domestic violence. I cannot believe I am in this situation, making this post. I told him he needs to fix this and take some steps to make it right. He is going to see a professional ASAP. But I'm just numb right now. I don't feel anything except deep sadness. Edit. Thank you to everyone who has left a comment. I don't live in India, so it's early morning for me. I'm going to read them all, but thanks a lot for taking time out of your day to leave a comment on my post. I'm going to try and reply to everyone. Also, if there's some dude sending me chat messages saying, "Hey dear, knock knock dear," if it's wrong, why are you with him? Please leave me alone. This is a really difficult time for me. I'm just trying to process what happened last night, and I really do not want to deal with creepy DMs. Relevant comments. Commenter 1. I don't know how much time you've spent with him, but he seems to have hidden anger issues. If he did this now, he'd probably do it again, even if he has apologized. Maybe this time it was your leg. What if next time it's your face? He got violent over such a small thing, which he would have rather played off calmly if it were somewhere else, who's not his girlfriend. Someone over whom he cannot assert such control. Maybe he got insecure because you made a small joke about him in front of his friends. Maybe it made him feel stupid even. But this could have been sorted out way more easily without violence. I have experienced this too with my brother. I surprised him all of a sudden with tickling him, and he was already angry, so he hit me on the back. Then, when he realized how it hurt, he started crying profusely like a baby. I forgave him because he's my sibling, but I don't know why people do it in the first place. Narrator here. Never tickle me. I will do what I can to remove you from my body. I do not care. Just putting that out there. I do not like being touched. Just while it's topical, I'm saying that. Do not touch me without consent. Anyway, commenter 2. Leave the dude. He literally just used you as his punching bag over something most people wouldn't think to take offense to in the first place. And he did it in a room full of people. I'm surprised they weren't shocked and told you to leave him. Next time, don't cover his tracks. He might have anger issues, and he might need to work on them out in therapy. All that is fine. That's his burden to carry, not yours. And it doesn't mean you have to put up being his punching bag while he figures himself out. It's never worth it to let somebody do that to you. No one is so good or such a nice guy that they deserve to punch you. There is plenty of people in the world who live their lives not hitting anyone. Date any of them you'd like. You gotta hold yourself to a higher standard than this. You deserve to be treated gently and kindly. OP says, thank you for saying all this. I'm not sure my friends noticed except that one girl since it was really loud and we were all chatting and laughing. In fact, I organized this dinner to celebrate a special moment in my boyfriend's life that happened recently, which makes it even worse because I feel stupid. Now I'm gonna go to the update. Update 1. My boyfriend punched me on my leg. I think the biggest update here is that we have broken up. Yay! Congrats, girl. Last night, my time, when I made that post, I was in shock. Kind of catatonic, and hence doubting if I should stay. But I spoke to an old friend last night, and he reminded me of the person I have always been, and based on what I posted here and what I was already thinking, I knew I could not go forward with him. Now, coming to my boyfriend, I know what he did yesterday is unforgivable for me. Even objectively, he is 100% wrong, but we still have a really good relationship. Like I said, he has never been violent towards me, or any inanimate object or any other person. He has never even raised his voice at me. He has been gentle, caring, and supportive. I think he shocked himself with how he behaved. He cannot even forgive himself and wrap his head around it. I genuinely believe he is not well, and his mentally unwell side caused him to act that way. But the side that is not unwell is horrified and shocked. He's a great guy who did something very bad because of underlying issues. He is seeking professional help, but needs to go on that journey alone. So this morning he texted me and said he cannot forgive what he did, and he knows I cannot either. So for the sake of my own safety, he thinks we should break up. You don't see that often in these stories. The guy breaking up the girl but the guy does something wrong. I kind of feel bad for him, really. Anyway, he holds himself 100% accountable. He agrees there's no excuse for what he did. So I really do not think he was or is trying to manipulate me. He fucked up and he knows it. Last night I had said something similar, so it was a mutual decision to break up. Although we split up, I am incredibly sad. My first thought is that I was hit by someone who I am dating, like, holy shit, that's a big deal. My second thought is that my relationship that I was super happy with just ended. It has ripped a hole inside of me. And the worst of all, the person who I was in a happy relationship with is the one who hit me. And that's the biggest one. So I am struggling with a lot mentally and feeling extremely betrayed. Thank you to everyone who left comments on my post. Whatever you guys said, it really helped me in the moment. I appreciate you all looking out for me. I am not in a good place mentally, but I have a support system and they have been there for me a lot in the past. 24 hours, so thank you, Reddit. There are a few updates here. One of them I'm not going to read because that would mean putting something on my page. But let's just say Redditors are being an absolutely asshole to her, and I feel bad for her. We'll go to edit 2 then. I haven't blocked him on anything, I'm not going to. He's a great guy who did something really bad. We have talked a little today, and we both realized this is the best way to move forward. The most logical way for him to get better, and for me to be safe. He told me he needs to go on this journey alone, and I agree. But that doesn't mean if he doesn't ask me for support, I won't provide it. I guess I'm making this edit because some comment says I abandoned him. I didn't. He wants this. Also, thanks to everyone who's saying I inspired him. I'm crying anyway, but now I'm shedding some happy tears. Relevant comments. Commenter 1. This felt so good to read, OP. Thank you for not waiting to see if it happens again, and for sharing your story. If anyone who reads this is in a similar situation, I hope they find some courage from you, and I hope you're able to process this soon and overcome it. Also, I hope your ex gets the help he needs and actually becomes better. Good luck to the both of you. Now we have a second update. I don't know if anyone cares, but this sub helped me process a lot of my thoughts, and I think it helps me get these moments written down so I can look back in the future and remember the importance of the event, so here I am. I signed up for therapy. Today was my first session. I just went over the basic gist of why I'm in therapy, and I was asked if I wanted to press charges or report my ex. I do not want to do that, but we went over my goals. My first goal is to understand if there were any true signs that I missed previously that led to the explosions. My mind says I'm 85% sure, but I didn't. But I'm also human and not a professional, so I'm seeking to learn more about inherent signs when someone is in distress and holding in explosive emotions. My second goal is to understand how to converge the difference of my ex's personality that I knew for a year, almost, and the fact that he hit me. Those two things cannot be more polar opposite in my head, and I cannot understand how to bridge that gap. And finally, my third goal is to work on forgiveness. This does not mean I will get back with him, but in my mind, I want to forgive and to heal. I'm sorry if this post offends anyone, and is not what people want to read on this sub. As always, thank you, friends. Relevant comments. Commenter 1. I've been following your last 2 parts. I appreciate and admire you for taking the time and effort to process the situation. I am sorry you had to go through this. Then we have a commenter under the best of post that I think I want to read as well. This is an awful situation, but I think they're both going to be okay. Both immediately took action, although on us, of course, was the boyfriend make sure he never does anything like that again, and reacted maturely after the fact. The relationship is rightly dead because her trust was broken, but I'm hoping the boyfriend can learn to be in a healthier relationship with someone else in the future. That is the end of today's video. If you all enjoyed the stories I had for you, remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and all that jazz. Maybe even hit that hype button if that's available for you. And I do have a playlist with more Reddit stories if you want those. I mean, it exists! I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.